Okay, hello and welcome to this video. The reason for this video is I wanted to share with you guys something awesome that's happened recently. I've got some washers there, I don't know what they're for. Okay, so yeah, something awesome recently happened. I decided to sell some of my old retro consoles, so I got rid of my Atari Jaguar and my Panasonic 3DO and a few of the games for that. And I managed to raise enough money to buy myself the retro computer that I've wanted for a long time. You've seen me repair Commodore 64s on here, but this is something that I wanted to actually get for myself, and it has arrived today. It's in a bit of a big box. We're going to unbox this. Now, I know what it is. And in fact, I can probably tell you because I'm more than likely going to write in the title or the description that it's an Amiga unboxing. So, back in the day, my first proper computer that I would actually do work on for high school and actually word processing, that kind of stuff, and also to play games on, was a Commodore Amiga. Now, I always used to have an Amiga 500. That was my first machine. Actually, an Amiga 500 Plus it was. So I used to have that, and that was all well and good. But the thing that I dreamed about was owning an Amiga 1200, because the 1200s, they were these awesome machines back then, at that time, that for home use, you just, whoa, you know, awesome. So that's what I really wanted to get. And now after all these years, and selling off some of my retro consoles, I've still got a couple of retro consoles, but I'm not going to sell them. Selling off some of my retro console collection, I now have, hopefully, in my possession, if I can unbox it properly, lovely, one of these. Oh, look at that. Isn't that nice? So, a couple of layers of bubble wrap, and some tape. Ah, damn it, let's just rip it open, shall we? Oh no, it's not wood, it is the actual box. Okay, so here we go. Some software requires a joystick, joystick not included. Well, I have a gamepad. And here we go, Amiga 1200 32-bit power from Commodore, the Computer Combat Pack. Now, I keep banging this, I'm so sorry. And I'm probably snuffling my microphone as well. The box is, he said the box is a bit of a mess. And it doesn't contain any of the internal packaging either. But, what the hell? Oh yes. Okay. Sides open up, and here we go. Right, so this is my haul off of eBay. So we've got Nighthawk F-17A Stealth Fighter 2.0. Let's have a look in there. When games came in big boxes like that on just 3 little discs. Instruction. Yeah, you don't get instruction manuals for anything anymore. What have we got here? We've got copy protection information, installation on the hard drive, keys for Commodore Amiga, even the original thing. I've dropped a disc on the floor. We've got the original Mortal Kombat. Nice. Hopefully this has got all the blood in it. I remember, I think it was the SNES version was the first one. I didn't have any blood. I was incredibly disappointed. And Desert Strike. I used to love this on the Mega Drive. So this is the 32-bit version then. I like the way they do the screenshots. You can see it's got all the raster lines and it's like they've actually just taken a photo of the screen. It looks a bit dodgy. It has an external hard drive. So this is an overdrive drive. Doesn't come with the box, but it comes with the power supply at least. So that's good. Ow, just stabbed myself. Not a clever thing to do, was it? No. So here we go, this is the external hard drive that they've got for the Amiga. Wow, nice. Does look good, doesn't it? Overdrive, plugs into the PCMCIA slot of the A1200. Okay. See, this is the one thing that always kind of makes me nervous, is when a mechanical hard drive has been shipped. I'm going to have try and boot that up and make sure that it works all right, because I always worry that if they're throwing it about a bit too much, then internally that drive's going to be knackered. We have a mouse, which is always handy for pointing and clicking. A SCART cable, which is great. Only small problem is it doesn't, I don't need a SCART cable because I have a VGA upscaler from Composite, so I'll be using that instead. But still nice though. What have we got here? What's this? This must be a power, that's the power brick for the external drive, I'm guessing. That must be the power supply for scanner power supply. That must work with the external drive. Otherwise, he wouldn't have sent that, would he? We have an external floppy drive, which is always handy to have. My 500 Plus had an external floppy drive. Yeah, there we go, an external floppy drive. I'm sure that works nicely. 0, 1, 2, I don't know, one of them. And there we go. We'll be trying that out later. And a big, whoa! Oh, that is a lot lighter than I was expecting. That really is. That's a really light power brick in there. A bit of yellowing on here. I might take that apart and retro bright it at some point so it's nice and bright colours anyway. Yep, so there we go. Good. Let's go here. You're all waiting to see the Amiga. I know. Oh, here we go. Look, Zool. This is the Zool 2 copy protection disc. So here's the instructions for Brian the Lion, Total Carnage and Zool. User's guide for the A1200, which is lovely. User's guide for Workbench 3.0, and that is quite a big one. For those of you who don't know what Workbench is, it's pretty much the Amiga's equivalent to Windows. Underneath here, we have an Amiga branded dust cover for the Amiga. Nice. And I assure you that's the last thing that's in the box, apart from the Amiga itself. So let's just throw away some of this bubble wrap. Right, and here we go. The Commodore Amiga A1200, the one that I really wanted to get, but never had the chance to, really. Now I sold stuff, and I have managed to save enough money to get myself a vintage computer that I've been longing for a long time. The Amiga's very much the Mac of its day, I'd say. There's yellowing to a couple of keys on there, but doesn't that look nice? Look at that. That is a sexy looking beast. I mean, you compare that to the size of the Amiga 500, which I have here, you see, look at the size of the 500 compared to the 1200. So compact, isn't it, that 1200? We've got where the external drive goes in, so let's plug that external drive in. There we go, Amiga 1200 set up with the external hard drive. Let's see what discs we've got here then, shall we? So Workbench, Amiga Extras, Amiga Fonts, Locale and Storage. So there we go, the original Amiga Workbench discs, version 3, lovely. Apparently these are already installed on the hard drive, so we might take apart the Amiga at some point to have a look inside. Okie dokie then, so we have Brian the Lion, disc from disc 2, disc 3, good. Total Carnage, free with the Computer Combat Pack. Lovely, and Zool 2. So Total Carnage, Zool 2 and Brian the Lion. So we can have a little play on those. Marvellous. I'm actually quite surprised at how expensive floppy disks are these days. Yes. I was going to buy some, oh look, it's an actual Commodore mouse. Model A600. There we go. The power. That is a noisy hard drive. Okay, I'm not quite sure at what point this went off. Apparently I ran out of time. I switched it on, it works. The power supply at the back wasn't quite plugged in properly. I'm going to try it again now. I'm going to put Zool 2 in and turn it on. And we should get that lovely crunchy loading noise. In a minute we're going to have a look at the haul I got from Schpock. Right, I've got to try and find the copy protection. Nice. I can't run and jump at the same time. Okay, so there we go then. So that's the Amiga unboxed, working lovely. It's going to be some fun. I might invest in an RGB cable or a scan doubler or something. So yeah, so that's good, awesome. Anyway, I need to show you the haul that I got off of Schpock. Now, Schpock is an online boot sale app, and I got a ton of Amiga stuff for £15. So £15. I just want you to remember that as we look through what is in this. I was interested to see what it was, because there were some games in that, and then I was flicking through, and then in there was some books. So I'm looking at these books, and this is Amiga graphics. So this is all the information to do with how to compile and link source codes, C programs, pointers, registers, libraries, how to work with resolution, interlace, ham mode, and it's basically a programmer's guide to the Amiga graphics systems. It's quite in depth. I think the person that had this must have been a developer for the Amiga, but that's not the, I mean, that's an impressive thing. But then we get down here, so Amiga graphics inside and out, a comprehensive book for understanding and using Amiga graphics. And it's just filled with programs and all sorts of stuff. I don't know what this is. I think maybe this is written in C, or is it in BASIC? It looks like some kind of BASIC. It probably tells you. Yeah, it definitely looks like BASIC from here with rem and print. But my god, so Amiga graphics inside and out. And then mastering Amiga A1200. I don't know what A1200 is. But it's definitely probably a programming language, I suppose. I mean, look at this. If you want to develop on the Amiga, there's a few books here. And then mastering Amiga DOS 2, Volume 1. All the information about Amiga DOS. And then Amiga DOS Mastering Volume 2. So 2 volumes of how to work with Amiga DOS. A little bit damaged on the side there, but that doesn't really matter. I mean, there's so much stuff to go through here. And then another one. I mean, look at this. This is amazing. Amiga ROM kernel reference manual. Includes an autodocs for the Amiga. I mean, look at that. This is just the kernel ROM, everything you need to know about the kernel ROM in the Commodore Amiga. The person who sold some of this must have been a developer at some point. The Amiga hardware manual. So system control hardware. All the information about delays and all the CPU lookup tables, maybe, I don't know. Playfield hardware, interesting. Starting and stopping the copper instructions. Oh my god, it's just. And then you also have this ROM kernel manual as well, which looks like it's more of a, comes more from a company that it's like maybe the first edition of it or something, I don't know. But it just, let's have a look. This menu's copyrighted, doesn't say when it was actually Commodore product number, look. So this is the official Commodore ROM kernel manual. I mean, this thing is thick, really thick. I mean, God knows, I don't know if I'm going to be doing programming that deep. And then all of these discs came with it. I mean, some of these discs were already mine from my Amiga 500. So I think some of these here, I've got Alfred Chicken, Jimmy White's Whirlwind Snooker and Pinball Fantasies, they were my ones. But I mean, there's loads of demo discs in here, lots of, I don't know, floppy disks, public domain. I mean, even if some of these don't work, or if I've got duplicates of any of these, I can seriously use these discs for other things as well. Expert 4D, nothing, Fantavision. So it's just, oh, wow, what a haul. Gunship 4, 2000. I think I've got Gunship, which brings me on to the other things as well. So then there was a lot of boxed games as well. So we've got Alien Breed Special Edition. We've got Toyota Celica GT. There's the full Frontier Elite 2 as well. Micro machines. There's a few more discs of mine sitting there. And then it came with this as well. This is the thing that is supposed to come with one of the Commodore Amiga 1200s, because the Deluxe Paint 4 AGA. So this is a Commodore Amiga box. I think it's the Amiga Magic probably. And then you open it up, and inside here we've got Archipelagos instructions. We've got Dennis instruction manual, and all sorts of stuff. Adverts for CD32 and the manual, all the manuals for Wordsworth and the Amiga and Deluxe Paint. Over here there's a demo for Lemmings 2. There's more demos. There's Wordsworth System, Wordsworth Spell, Lemmings 1. We've got Workbench 3 again. I mean, Lemmings 2, more demo discs. Dennis from Ocean Software. I mean, all of this was £15, and then there's more. All of these boxed games came with it. Silent Service, Nick Faldo's Championship Golf, Gunship 2000, Dogfight, Shuttle, Intruder. I don't know what that is on the bottom. I think that's an accounting software. But then this one here, I can't remember what's in this box, but it's a big heavy thing. Let's just open this up and have a look inside. I mean, it's another flight simulator, but it's got a A320 Airbus ILS approach charts. And it's like a massive simulator for the Airbus A320. I mean, the box is knackered, but it's complete. I'll give it that. So if you like flight simulators, you're well in there, and I never really used to like flight simulators, and Gunship and Nick Faldo's Championship Golf, and this, I don't know what's in here, this box, virtual karting, and it looks like there's a, what's that, virtual karting protection sheet, a blank disc as well for save games. I mean, these floppy disks now, I was going to buy some floppy disks, but the price of them was just unbelievable. Shuttle flight simulator, Dogfight. What else we got? Flight of the Intruder, limited edition, includes free best-selling novel. I had a look inside, it doesn't actually have the best-selling novel. And then finally, home accounts for the Commodore Amiga. You'll wonder how you ever managed without it. Probably I won't wonder that, because I've lived without it for all this time, and I don't really do my accounts. So yeah, that was a haul for £15. Apologise for my pyjamas. 15 quid. I can't believe how... It also came with an external hard drive, which is broken. It doesn't work, but that doesn't really matter. I was more interested in all of these. I couldn't believe it, £15. So I've got all of that and the Amiga. I'm going to have a whale of a time playing with this. So thank you very much for watching this unboxing and haul. It's just... I could not believe, I just had to share with you guys what I got. I mean, for £15 you can't go wrong. I mean, even if the discs don't work properly, I can reformat them hopefully and still use them. But oh my god. And then my dream retro computer, along with the Commodore 64 of course, is the Amiga 1200. So I'm going to be playing on that for a little bit. But please stick around on the channel, subscribe and like the videos. There is a series coming up on digital computer electronics, which we're going to kick off with number systems. So yeah, that's going to be fun. It's going to be, yeah, you're going to enjoy that. But we're going to be building up to making our own simple as possible computer, which will basically be an 8-bit adding machine, and learning a little bit of assembly language as well. So yeah, there we go then. That's my haul. Thank you very much for watching. Yeah, and stick around until the next time, until the next video. Catch you later. Bye bye.